Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. I usually come in and don't really talk that much or whatever, but I'm gonna say hi to everybody. And today I'm streaming from two different places. I'm streaming from YouTube and I'm streaming from TikTok. So if I look a little bit weird of who I'm talking to, then just know I'm talking to two different people, YouTube and TikTok. If you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe this page. Today I'm gonna be talking about a family trip that we went on. So some people can get something out of the story that I'm telling. Sometimes we question ourselves with what we see and don't think that we know what we talking about or whatever. But um, if you have the backstory of what happened, then it can help you put things into perspective of what you see. So this was a family trip that we took, and it was about 30 family, maybe about 30 to 40 family members that participated in it, but everybody was coming from a distance. Um, at the beginning of this trip, we had some family members that drove down from south about an hour and a half, but this particular family member that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to try to stay far away from saying the name because it ain't about the person who it happened with. It's about the story and what you can get out of the story. But this person drove about an hour and a half to meet us where we were, along with a lot of other people that drove in, but they drove in from an hour and a half away, came to my house, and from there, they asked somebody to take their car. Hey, 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 everybody! I don't want to get too distracted in the chat because I'll be done forgot the story and been on to everything. But hi, everybody! Uh, everybody meets at my house. So we gonna drive about an hour away, but I'm gonna drag this story out and give you every little detail of it so you can understand what was happening in this story. So people drove from down south about an hour and a half away from me, driving to my house because it was closer to our destination. So as family started to come around, we going to do all the things to get prepared for what we going on the street. We went shopping, bought a couple of things. We went to the Dollar Tree, and even in the Dollar Tree, it was very funny because my sister, we all went in there. We was buying a whole bunch of stuff, but she thought she could take the basket from out of the store. But in Dollar Tree, when you try to take that basket from out of the store, you can just catwalk on your way out there because you ain't taking that basket out of there with that big old pole on it. But anyways, so we did all of those things and got prepared to go on to our trip. So after we had all of that fun and everything, we went back to my house, loaded up the cars and everything. It was three cars that was loaded for us to take this 2 hour trip. So when we loaded the car up and we got to before we got on the road, we stopped at a gas station that was very, very close to where I live at, probably about 5 minutes up the street. Get to that gas station. There's three cars. Everybody pull up to a gas pump, tip their cars off, put them on full, except for one family member. They stood back and watched. But I don't know. Maybe I skipped over something because I forget the part that when this family member arrived at our house, they needed somebody else in the family to then take their car and drive their car. Um, about an hour one way and an hour back to go and pick up another family member and bring them there. But when she sent this other family member to go and pick up that other family member, the other family member that was getting in the car was supposed to have gas money. That person did not provide gas, so that person picked that person up, brought them back to my house. I hope y'all can follow what I'm saying in this story. So she brings that person back to the house, finds out that person don't got no money, but I don't find that out till later. So now we go to the gas station. Everybody got gas except for the one person in that one car did not get gas. Okay. The first clue is that now we getting on the road. We getting ready to pull out and go on our trip. Right as we pull out of the gas station, there's a toll right there that everybody need to pay. Soon as we pull up to the toll, now mind you, I say we just left the gas station. We pull up to the toll, and that third car in the back there hollering out of the window, "Hey, can somebody pay the toll for me?" And I'm like, okay. Not a car in the front is hollering back, "What did they say?" I say, "Never mind, I got it." So I pay the toll. Now we going through, I pay the toll for my car and the person that's behind me. We keep on going. So now my sister that's in front of me, she is like, when we get to the next toll, because she knows somebody is back here hollering, they need somebody to pay the toll. Now she pay everybody toll when we get to. So now we get to the next toll. I'm racing my sister because no, I ain't gonna let her pay for the whole trip by herself. So I get up to the toll and I pay the next one. So we switching off of who paying for all these cars running through the toll. So we get there, we riding down the road probably about 30 minutes. The family member that don't have money for the tolls is now hollering out the car window, "Hey, I need to stop for gas." Okay, we gonna stop for gas. We get to Brooksville, Georgia. I meant Florida. What Georgia? We get to Brooksville, Florida, to a gas station. Me and the other car is my car and the other car is still full of gas. We all pull up to the front of the store. The people in the other car, they over there singing, having them a nice old time, and I'm sitting in my car talking to my husband as we waiting. Then somebody walk up to them in the car window, and they was like, I say, "Y'all ain't finished getting y'all gas yet?" She say, "No, we ain't finished getting our gas yet, cause she ain't got no money to put no gas in her car." I say, "What?" "She ain't got no money to put no gas in her car." I said, "Okay then." But the person that she's sending over to talk to me to tell that she ain't got no money to put no gas in her car is a 18-year-old. This person is 30 years older than the 18-year-old and sending the 18-year-old to tell me that. I told the 18-year-old, I say, the same way you walked over here to tell me that they ain't got no money and been around us all day long. I say, you walk back over there to that car and get back in there and pretend like you ain't even come and tell me what you just said. I said, cause I'm not dealing with this. So we sat there and sang and sang and sang, and I guess I don't even know what happened, how she ended up getting the gas put in her car, but we go on and on and on, but she ain't got no gas money. I know somebody else paid for the gas. So we go where we going at. We go where we going at. And this person that does not have any gas, um, my sister's husband then says that he's going to the store to get drinks for the weekend after we arrive to where we getting to. Well, the person that said they ain't got no money to put gas in their car rode to the store with the one that went to go and get drinks for the weekend. Uh and bought 2 packs of cigarettes while they was there. So I'm like, and the person hiding behind the building, smoking cigarettes, hiding from the family that they smoking cigarettes and everything. And I'm like, if you ain't have no money to pay for gas, then where you get cigarettes from? But okay. Um, but all these different things we had done been to, we went to a store. We've been hanging together all day. You spent the hour with me while somebody was gone with your car and everything. And not one time did you take the initiative to say, uh, I don't have any money to first of all be on this trip. And I tell this story because I know there are some people out there that's like questioning themselves when a person keep doing this continuously over and over again, and they show up this same way because this same person that has done this every time we go on a trip, it be the same old thing every single time. So when you got a person who show up like that, then how do you deal with them? Do you keep letting them go on trips and nobody say anything? Or do you get somebody who finally say something and then it spark maybe an argument, could spark a fight or whatever? But the whole time you sitting off to yourself wondering, is this the wrong thing or the right thing? I know I do question myself with things sometimes. So if you see somebody who doing something and you know that it don't make sense, then call them out on it. Cause that's dead wrong. How do you know somebody else had extra money to provide all of the things that you needed while we going on a 3-4 hour trip away from where you live at? It ain't fair to the other people. But we have gone on several trips, and this same person has done this same thing continuously over and over again. But then everybody will sit there and nobody wants to say anything about it or call it out. And being that person, if you do say something to them, it's like an attitude that they carried on that way. No, if it was left for me and we had to stay there, um, they'll still be at that gas station today, is how I start to look at the things because I'm still in the same pattern over and over and over again. So it's like, what do you want? What do you want me to do about it? I ain't doing it. And then as they was riding, you smoked cigarettes, but you smoked up somebody else's cigarettes on the way to doing it. I mean, it's like you came unprepared. And the reason I tell this story because I know that this person that does this, when they go on trips with people that are not family members, they make sure they have everything in the book, everything, and probably cover the expenses of other people's own. But when you come with the family, then you put all the weight of your problems onto your family members. At a certain point, family members have to know when to say, uh-uh, I ain't doing that no more. I ain't got it. Period. So there's somebody out there questioning themselves because somebody is their family member or no, but no, there comes a point when family need to be cut off too. And it's just that simple. Cut. So I wanted to just speak a little bit on that and then see, if anybody else got any conversation like they want to add to that right there. And I see Shamar. I see somebody tried to come up on TikTok, but I ain't let them up. But anyway, I see hi everybody. Let me speak and say hello to everybody and thank you all for joining me. Um, yes, your own family will use you if you let them. They take advantage of your good heart. Yes, they will. And I don't mind. I don't mind doing stuff to help out my family or whatever. But when you see them doing things that when you see them doing things that are wrong, they're like, how far do you keep on going along with it? I just don't understand. I don't want to understand it. So um there's a whole lot more details. I try not to go into too many details when I'm telling these stories because yes, it is family members, but and it may not make a whole lot of sense to anybody right now, but when you have this same story that happens several times over, it started to get ridiculous. And then what do you do about it? How do you tame that? If anybody got any questions or whatever about this, um go ahead and ask your questions. Or I just want this is something that I just wanted to go on and tell a little bit about this. And I'm gonna say this. The reason that I'm telling this story because and it won't make sense, probably don't make sense to a lot of you all, is because this story has happened so many times in so many different ways. And I don't know no other way to really make you understand, but I know somebody in here has a family member or something that this keeps happening with. What you should do about it, I don't know, but you can't keep doing the same thing that you've been doing. Something has to change about it. So, and if nobody don't have any questions or anything about this right here or want to talk about it, I know it is somebody who can relate to this. It's just not now I'm starting to feel like I'm going in circles with it because I'm trying not to put too much out there, but I want to talk enough about it so that that it can be out there for somebody to understand. No, it ain't none of you. It's the person that's standing in front of you that need to be said something to. And then I'm always too. I'm that one that everybody say whenever I do say something about something that's going wrong or whatever. Then people is like, Girl, you so crazy. No, I ain't crazy. I'm just being the one that I'm willing to say something because I can't take it no more. So I'm not the one that just sit around and I watch certain stuff happen. I can sit around only for so long, but trying to get the itch and I have to say something before it before I just keep sitting there pretending like whatever happening is not happening. And no, I'm not telling this story to hurt my family member or no nothing. I have long since talked to them about this and I've long since told my family I'm gonna come on here and share things that's relatable to other people and make them understand. No, you ain't crazy. Hey the hood table. Um Shamar, Shamar, hey Shamar. Yes. But I come and try to tell stories that make people relatable because when you come from places that I a place that I come from through my childhood, there's a lot of things you question about it because everything was all wrong in the beginning. So you coming into it, you like you don't know what's wrong or right, but you trying to make sense of whatever it is that you got in front of you. Um and because you've always been told that you don't know what you're talking about or you so wrong or whatever, when you do see it in your face, it's like, do I say something or do I not say something? But I don't want to feel like I'm rambling on and on and on. This story is not that big, or whatever, but it's like the stories, like I said, I like to tell the stories that, relatable. People you used to use me like that a lot, and I had to start saying no because I was doing the most, and nobody had my back when I needed something except a few people. Ooh wee, ain't that how it be? Some a lot of the times, just to use you up and won't put nothing back into you. That's that when you start drawing them insufficient funds after a while. When you keep letting people take away from you. Shamar Savage, can't wait. Hey, yes. So I don't know. It's just like, but from the story that I just told, this person knew before we even started that whole trip out. We spent hours and hours together before we even got on the drive. So you already knew before it even started out that you didn't have what you needed, but you didn't decide to ask anybody. You put us in a situation where we had to get out there, and it was either we help you or we don't. Now I'm the one was in the situation of I don't want to help you. Now my sister then was more like, child, let me do it. Cause somebody stuck their neck out there and went on ahead and do it. But I know who it wasn't. It wasn't Shauna. Shauna was through playing those games. Um, so if you got somebody who you know doing foolery right in front of your face, it ain't what you say to them, it's how you say it to them. But it need to be said. Say it. So I know this is a really short live. I ain't mean to come on and stay no long time or no nothing. And I don't see nobody that have a lot of questions. And so it's called running game. Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is. It's called running game. Anytime you leave your home that was an hour and a half away to drive to somebody else's house, then ask somebody to drive your car to another hour away and then back to that place. We went shopping at stores all day long, and you didn't say nothing to not one person that you didn't have no money or no nothing. And then we get out in the middle. And I don't know if anybody ever been to Brooksville, Florida. There's nothing there but trees. Nothing there but trees. So we was lucky to run up on that one that one gas station out there in the middle of nowhere. But she put us in that position to be out there talking about she ain't got no gas. Now, tell me that person didn't already know what was happening before it even happened. So that's where I got the problem with is that you sat around us all this time knowing that you didn't have anything, but then let you go hang out with them other folks over there and you will act like you got everything all together and possibly be paying for some of their stuff that they supposed to be paying for themselves. But when it come down to family, then we get the we get the end of the stick with the poop on it. So I ain't no longer willing to take none of that. That will be her last trip with me. Well, Nubian Queen, the funny thing is, it wasn't the last trip, but it happens every single time. I can go on and on with about 3 or 4 more other stories where the same situation happened every time that we go somewhere. It's just I got to the point of where it's like, nope, I'm no longer being quiet about it. Is the person they lag behind, they have an attitude the whole time. It's like they suck the energy out of every trip that we go on. And I'm like, no, no, no. So if you got somebody in your family, especially when you got other family members, cause see, I'm the one that's in the family that everybody come and they be doing their little whispers too. Girl, girl, girl. And the only thing is that if I've seen it with my own eyes, I'm just not gonna be the one to sit there and be quiet because I'm that kind of person. When they say if you go to a person, you go to your brother or your sister and you got an alt with them, go tell them about your alt. If they don't believe what you say, then you go and get two more people and you bring them and you tell them about the problem that you got. When they don't want to hear you, then you go and get the whole church. And in my instance, I go and get the whole family. Let's sit down and have a meeting. Because I'm not the only one that got this story. We all got the same story of this stuff happening over and over again. So now what we gonna do about it? I'm that kind of person. The rest of our family be like, girl, you crazy. You crazy. So guess what my new name is in the family? Crazy. And I don't mind. My name crazy. Hey. So let me see. Nubian said that would be her. Yeah, that would be her last trip. Now we let them go. We let them go on some more trips, and we done took some far away trips, and they done pulled this same thing. But nonetheless, it don't stop me from talking. It was still a great live to Shana. It needs to be heard. Plus, if you don't correct that behavior with the person, they will continue to do it and get worse. You will become an enabler. Well, you said a mouthful in there, and that's right there why the whole reason right there is why I don't be quiet. Because if we feed into it and don't nobody say nothing about it, we feeding the monster, and that monster get bigger and bigger every time we go somewhere. So, Nubia say, great speaker on it. Thank you. Don't come on a trip with me with a super 8 and a McDonald's budget. Hey, I know that's right. I like to have fun when I go somewhere with kids and all. It's like I want to make sure ain't nobody responsible for none of what I have. Now, if I see somebody that come there and then they been short on something, I don't mind them helping me. I wouldn't even mind helping if the person would let me know ahead of time. But don't get us out there in the middle of nowhere and then you yelling out your car window while we riding down a major highway hollering by. Hey, I need to stop gas, and we think we stopping to the gas station for you to put your own gas in your car. No, you stopping to the gas station expecting all of us to fill up your gas tank. It don't work like that. So nope, I have to nip it in the butt and call it whatever it is that you call it. But yeah, don't let nobody slip and slide like that, whether you help them or not. Helping them is telling them the truth. They need to know the truth. Even though you end up helping them, they need to know the truth. And every other time that they go along, especially when you recognize the pattern, go ahead and nip it right in the butt. Yep, first time, shame on her. Second time, shame on me. The third time, shame on y'all. Woo-wee. Well, one of these days I'm gonna crank this story back up because it definitely got crunk up one time to where there was some shoes flying at one of it was some shoes flying at one of the events that we had. And it wasn't flying from none of the people where the shoe should have been flying from. It was flying from the person that was pulling all the little stunts that they was pulling. But all things eventually will work out for the good. But don't let nobody slip and slide on something just because you think they're gonna have an attitude about it, especially when you know you telling the truth. Put your truth on the table just as well as they put their lies out on the table. The truth will always trump a lie. And on that tip, I'm going to say good night to you all on this little short but much needed live. I believe that. And again, I appreciate you all for coming through and showing me support. Um, and oh yeah, you can join if you like to. You got something to add to the topic, young lady. We gonna see. Let me bring you on up here. Send you the drop a link for you. Lord, why I act like I don't know how to drop the link no more. Okay, anybody got one of their stories or something that they want to talk about, whatever, something similar to this? We can go ahead and let's do this. Let's have a conversation. I dropped the link in the chat. And again, hello everybody that came through and showing support. Let's have the conversation. Kajaria, if you coming up, come on, honey.
Hi, Shauna.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
That's good. Hi, everybody in the background. You heard what I was talking about today?
I didn't hear all of it. I only heard some of it. There goes Teddy.
Hi, everybody. Hey, everybody. No, well, what I was just talking about is like sometimes you go on trips and you go on trips and stuff, and then you have some people who ain't prepared when they go on the trips, and then they expect you to take care of those problems and stuff when they don't have the money to take care of their own stuff.
Yes. I heard like some of it, but I didn't hear like all of it.
Um,
Hi, guys.
yeah, this everybody. I want you all to know this is Kajaria, and eventually she's gonna be on here and tell her story. She is not a little girl. She is 18 and over. So, but she will be on here to soon tell her story, and you know, you all will know about her in due time. She has her own story, but other than that, I don't have anything else much to say. This to open up the conversation for some things that some other people may have went through in that same situation. Um, anything else? I don't really have it. Good night. Kind wishes to you from. Oh, I don't know what that. Thank you, Chili Bun. You had anything else you need to add, Miss Kajari?
No, I don't.
You just came through to speak.
Yes.
I appreciate that, and for always supporting me.
You're welcome.
All right, dear. I think with that being said, I'm gonna get ready to end the live and go because I didn't mean for it to be that long. I just wanted to tell a little bit of that story and encourage somebody else if they see a family member not be in the right place, say something. Don't let them go by. They your family. You love them, and it doesn't have to be in a mean way that you bring correction to them, but correction needs to be brought nonetheless. All righty then. Again, thank you all for coming through. And if that's it, then I'm gonna end this quick live that I came to do, and I'll see y'all another time. Don't forget to check out my shorts. I'm better at shorts than I am with lives, but with more practice. Then I'm gonna get it in too. I'm gonna get to the lives too. Um, so you all have a good night. Thanks again, Jaria, for joining me.
You're welcome.
All right,
Bye.
bye. Good night.